Hey y'all, RGT here. I know what you're thinking to yourself, well RGT, you literally just made that joke like 2 videos ago on the channel, and it would be 100% correct, but that video ended up doing very well, and I thought, maybe it's that wholesomeness. Maybe it was that wholesome intro, because you look at somebody like Scott DeWaz and like that dude looks very wholesome and very, you know, pure and innocent. Like if you're at the grocery store and you're bringing out bags to your car, he looks like someone that's going to come up to you and you'd be like, oh, you know, let me help you put those in your car. And you'd be like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, if I came up to you at the grocery store out in the parking lot, you probably think, all right, this dude's about to jack me. You know, he's about to steal my car. He's going to rob me or something like that. So maybe we need to infuse some wholesomeness on this channel. Maybe we need a little bit more love and pureness and innocence. Nah, man, I can't do that. Like I am who I am. But of course, we've got some video game news to talk about. There's 2 stories going on that I want to cover. So if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and share the video. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And we're going to go back to something that we actually talked about in that video 2 days ago. And that was the corporate management briefing for Nintendo. Now we went over a lot of different things, such as sales statistics for the Nintendo Switch, talking about how they're talking about new hardware in the future, Breath of the Wild 2 getting a little update. So if you haven't checked out that video, make sure you go check out that video after watching this one. But there was actually something that I missed, and we kind of went over this on the Spawncast last night, and you know, it's a topic that a lot of people seem to be talking about, so I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents on this situation, and that comes into effect with game development for Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch. Now, in this corporate management briefing, Nintendo actually said the following about their spending for upcoming Nintendo Switch games, and said that they plan to invest up to $900 million to expand game software development frameworks inside the Nintendo group. So a lot of people saw that and they're like, well, $900 million, that is nearly $1 billion. So what exactly are they going to be doing with this? And of course, people kind of went all over the place with this, like, oh, they're gonna make a game like The Last of Us with a huge budget and Hollywood actors and things of that nature. And I mean, that is a possibility. We can't talk in absolutes here, because obviously this $900 million is going to be spent one way or another. We just don't know the direction Nintendo is going to go in. But judging based on the past, I would have to say that's probably not going to be the case, more than likely. What is this $900 million going to be going towards? I think that's pretty obvious when you look at the video game landscape when it comes to home consoles right now, is that this is for 4K games. This is for higher resolution games coming to the Nintendo Switch, because, you know, there is a jump in the development cost from 1080p to 4K. That's why a 1080p TV costs, you know, a couple dollars nowadays, and a 4K TV is pretty much like almost the standard for it. You also have HDR, which Nintendo may implement into their next system, whatever that may be, whenever that may release. So it's not necessarily about like paying Hollywood actors to get involved. It's not necessarily about, you know, expanding upon the types of games, maybe more gritty, realistic games. It's more about the actual cost, because of the rise in technology and the rise of development costs. Because more than likely, when Nintendo releases a new Switch, it's going to be 4K compatible. Now, whether that's going to be a successor or a brand new entity in the Nintendo Switch family, as far as like a Switch Pro sort of thing, that really remains to be seen. But I feel like, just basing it on history, that's where that development money is going to go into. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that everything is going to have a natural sort of Nintendo style to it. Sometimes they do step outside of the boundaries and do things a little bit different. Obviously, with them making a push for this whole cinematic thing with the Mario movie, the rumored Donkey Kong movie, I feel like you want to have games attached to that. Maybe not necessarily like, you know, a movie-based game, but you want like a new Mario game to come out alongside of the Mario movie, wouldn't you? Because that would make the game sell, especially if the movie is quality. Same sort of thing with Donkey Kong. So I could see them expanding game development into those sorts of regions to maybe make games larger and make games faster than they're currently doing, which, I mean, is pretty much at a breakneck pace. But, you know, outsourcing some things, maybe hiring more people, maybe making more internal development studios, it's going to be very interesting to see. But obviously people see that $900 million and see a lot of money. And I mean, yeah, that is a hell of a lot of money. But when you sort of break it down and look at the business side of things, like for some companies, that's a drop in the hat. You know, that's not a whole lot of money. Some of these games have just ridiculous budgets that you wouldn't even believe. So I wouldn't go out there thinking that Nintendo is going to be adopting a more, you know, cinematic style experiences with this money and making games like The Last of Us or things of that nature. But I do think that they will expand, but I think it's mostly going to be on the 4K development side of things. But I don't know, I could be completely wrong with this. Maybe Nintendo is going in a different direction with it. So let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below, if you are sort of on board with my thinking, or if you think they're gonna make The Last of Us starring Mario. I mean, technically that Kirby game does look a hell of a lot like The Last of Us, so who knows, man, who knows. And finally, I am very excited for a release that is coming out this Thursday, November 11th, and that is, of course, GTA The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which, terrible name. Like, why is there so many thes in there? It's so long. It's actually like Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. It's like, okay, you could have chopped that down a little bit. Just call it GTA The Definitive Edition. I don't know what the hell you would call it, but that doesn't matter. What's in a name? It's all about the game. And these games I'm really looking forward to. Of course, it consists of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. And if you were alive during those time frames, you know, playing video games, like, you would know these were like cultural things. Like, they brought people together, like people that wouldn't hang out with people in high school, you know, different cliques and stuff like that. Like, if you had GTA 3 or San Andreas or Vice City, like, you would go and hang out with these people to play those games. I have so many terrible stories, like that time when I was in Georgia, and like the first time I played GTA 3, that was a fun trip, you know, almost getting arrested when I was like 15 because I was drunk in a car. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this game, and this game obviously releases on November 11th, and we finally have screenshots specifically of the Nintendo Switch version, because that's the version I'm going for. I want to play these games in handheld mode. I want to be able to watch a Knicks game while playing GTA The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, whatever the hell they're calling it, in my hand. So I'm really looking forward to this, and we finally have pictures of the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and you know what? Looks damn good. Now, these pictures were available on Rockstar's website specifically for the Switch version of the game, and you know what? I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Now, for ease of use of showing these pictures, I'm going off of a Twitter thread from GTA Series Videos. I'll have a link to this Twitter thread in the description box down below. But here you can see, this is the Nintendo Switch version of the game, running at 1080p in docked mode, 720p in handheld mode, and we see CJ here on his probably stolen motorcycle, judging by these officers behind him. But little things about this look very, like, look at this texture here. Like, this would be all just one color in the original version of the game, but now there's definition in this, you know, things like the ground and things of that nature. Scrolling right along, we have Tony Cipriani talking with our little guy here. You know, just look at how nice, look at the marble. There's specific marble textures, you know, everything just looks so nice and clean. Like, I am loving this look, and I know that the character models, like, you know, the character models do look a little bit weird, and some people are like, oh, it looks like Fortnite or something. Look at this. Look at this. Like, I am so excited to be getting back into this game. Here's another Switch specific screenshot. We can see here, we got some officers. We have the weird guys in the blue jumpsuits that are always walking around. But like, look at the graffiti here on the wall. It's little details like this that are really making this game stick out to me. We have some nice reflections here, and just, you know, some ambiance, you know, the sky, the strip of Vice City. And yes, it might not have the 4K visuals that the other consoles have and things of that nature, but you know what? I'm cool with it, because I feel like the Switch version has that portability aspect, where these are games that you're gonna want to be able to play wherever you are. Play these games on the go, or like I said, you know, I'm sitting there watching a Knicks game or watching wrestling. I bust out my Nintendo Switch. I sit there, I play the game while watching the game. Like, it's a perfect thing. This is a perfect fit for the Nintendo Switch, and I'm very happy to see how this game looks. Now, of course, we do have to talk about the performance of the game. We're not going to know how the game actually runs until the 11th. I will be getting a copy of this game, though, and checking it out for you guys, because I'm really looking forward to it. But I think what we've seen so far looks very nice. It looks very good, and I cannot wait to play this game. So let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on picking up this game, which you should be, because I mean, it's going to be awesome, and what console you plan on picking it up on. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know what you think of everything in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because a lot of people say, you wear the same shirt every day, you wear the same clothes every day. I literally showed a drawer of my white t-shirts, and there's like 50 of them in there. Like, I had just done laundry yesterday and I was putting them away. I was like, you know what, we're gonna show people just how many white tees RGT owns, and there's a lot, man. There's a lot. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.